Many years ago, there was a TV show called Mind Your Language. And this was a comedy show where you had people from all different places in the world and they would all come together. And the purpose of this show was to show you how different people and their accents can say the same thing, which has a completely different meaning, but because of their accent, because of how they understand things, they say something completely different, but they mean the same thing. Now that might be quite confusing to you, and it was to me at first, and I've seen a couple of snippets from this TV show, and it was quite funny. It's really, really funny, so I'd recommend watching it. Now, these days, a lot of people would get offensive, would find offense to the types of content that show would create, but I want to raise this point with regards to improving your emotional intelligence, because minding your language is incredibly important. And it's something that I am starting to develop as well. I'm starting to be more cautious of the words that I'm saying. For example, I've had a habit in the past of saying things which are a bit negative. And what do I mean by this? Rather than saying what I actually think, I would say the opposite. So, something that I would do, I just thought of this example right then. If someone asked me how I was, or what are you doing today? Rather than saying I'm not doing anything, or I'm going to watch the footy, I'd say, not much. Do you see how that's sort of shifted away from what you're trying to say? And I think that might also just be how Australians talk. We have a very naturally smart aleck, smart ass. I don't know why I said that word. We have a naturally smart ass language. And there's a comedian, I forgot his name. Funny guy. Anyways, I'm going on a bit of a sidetrack. In this video, I want to highlight the importance of reframing your words so that they benefit you. And subconsciously, it helps you learn and grow and develop that optimism, that curiosity for developing your EQ. So the first example is deflecting the conversation and your words away from what you actually mean. Now, a mentor of mine who's helping me practice and develop these new habits, he put it in soccer terms for me, in football terms. He said, for me, right now, I'm playing in my defensive half. I need to step over the halfway line and start playing attacking football. And attacking in the sense that it's more positive, not in the sense that you're looking to verbally box anyone and everyone. That's a completely different story. I mean, that would be pretty funny to watch, but no, don't do it. No, that's a big no. So to further clarify what I mean by stepping over the halfway, it relates to the first point that I brought up. If I am curious about something, ask someone. For example, if I'm curious about why someone took the steps that they did to answer that question, I'd approach them and then I'd ask. And the reason this is that attacking mindset, that more positive link up, the more positive play, is because I've formed a habit in the past of shying away from these things and not doing it just because I was scared of what the other person would say. So the first thing is say it straight. The second thing is start talking more positively about yourself and when talking with others. Sometimes a good example of this too is, I used to do it a lot at school. When I would know the answer to a question, my reasoning for that answer would be why it is not the other answer, not the other thing that you could bring up. And that's not good. That's not a good thing to do, because that's not only showing pessimism, you're highlighting the bad. It's also not playing into that positive, that stepping over the halfway line. For me, that was really hard to adjust to, because sometimes I didn't actually know what the answer was. I just knew why it wasn't the other one. But that isn't a good answer. And everyone should take that lesson that I learned at school and apply this to life. Talk in the positive. Talk in the now. If someone asks you a question about where they can find something, let's just say you work in retail and you need to go look out the back for something. Rather than saying to the customer straight up, "Oh, I'm not sure that we have that," because that's in the negative. Just say, "I'll go have a look for you." And then if you go look, you come back and they don't have it, then you let them know. But starting on that front foot on the negative, that's not cool, bro. That's not a good thing, because how the other person will perceive you will be nowhere near as accurate as it should be, because you're giving them that negativity. And no one wants that negativity. People like people who make them feel good. Whether it is you make them laugh, you make them happy, you make them smile. You make them feel good. And sharing that negativity, and it could be so slight, with the examples that I've given already in this video. That is why I'm titling this video, Mind Your Language. Because of that subtle language, and subtly shifting your language in a way that allows you to be more positive. And using that soccer analogy again, stepping over the halfway line and starting to play in the offense. Starting to play more positively. That is the point that I'm trying to make in this video. So what are ways that I have been able to take this feedback and implement it into my life? How am I practicing this? I chuckle because I've just realized it is kind of counterintuitive to what I'm trying to do. But if I think, or I'm about to say something that is slightly negatively geared, I tell myself, think opposite. So if I think opposite, which can you see how it's a complete contradiction to what I'm trying to do? That is actually something that's helped me change. It's helped me practice developing this skill of talking in the positive. Instead of seeing a glass half empty, it's a glass half full. It is as cringe and as there's another word that I want to use and I don't remember what it is, but as uncomfortable and as corny that saying is, that is the basis around this video today, because minding your language and changing those subtle words, it could be one word in a sentence, and changing that can have a completely different meaning. Instead of saying don't do something, do it. Do the thing that you want them to. Do the thing that you want to. Rather than saying don't do something that you don't want to. So how I am able to practice, and what I'm still practicing, and the technique that I'm using, is thinking opposite. If I'm able to think opposite, mate, I've been practicing this for a couple weeks now, and it has made a massive difference. And the most important part about it is that when I acknowledge that I've done something good, I journal it. To rewire my brain, it's almost like neuroplasticity, which is where you rewire your brain. It's when you change your brain to do something. That's my understanding of it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments down below. But it's when you're rewiring your brain that you can do this well. And it's that positivity. However, if there's something that I didn't, that I could have tackled better. See, I literally just did it then. I was going to say that I didn't, and then I paused, I stopped myself, and I said that I could do better. That is a real life example, real time example of me doing the exact thing that I'm trying to teach you guys to do. Where was it? What was I talking about? Mind your language. Yes, rewiring your brain. So if I can do something better and I'm reflecting on situations that I've had, I also jot them down. And I plan through how I can improve when I encounter that situation again. And the same with what I did well. I say what I've done well, and then I also mention why I thought I did well then. That was it for this video. I hope you guys have enjoyed the slight pun. If you know, you know. It's that sort of thing with this old TV show. So just try. If you find yourself talking in the negative, talk in the positive, and you'll see what happens. You'll see the changes of how you view everything. And I hope it helps you just as much as it has helped me. Change starts with you.